what's going on in the real estate market? We're gonna get into that right now. Hey everyone, it's Alex Fung here from Remax Hallmark, Daryl King team, and today we're gonna be talking about the Markham real estate market. Let's just jump right into it. So there are, obviously you've probably heard right now that the real estate market is starting to soften, and the Bank of Canada is raising interest rates, which is causing buyers to pull back, right? So there are a couple of underlying issues, okay? So the first thing is the psychology of the average buyer. Right now, they are listening to a lot of mainstream media, okay? They take the, they take the headlines and, they implement that strategy, okay? Now, if you did that pre-pandemic, okay, and listened to the CEO of CMHC, you wouldn't have bought a home because they were estimating that the prices would go down by 18%. But in fact, 2 years later, homes gone from 30, 40, 50, 60%, depending on the area. Okay, so that's the first thing, right? So the mainstream media is really extrapolating the most polarizing data points. So for example, they're comparing February, which is all-time highs. Every single day I see these headlines, okay? But in reality, if you compare a real estate as an asset class versus, the stock exchange and the crypto market exchanges, right? They take at least a minimum of a year, really, and compare the performance, right? And I will be doing that for you in a couple of minutes, okay? But just to give you a short indication, that the Nasdaq Composite, which is one of the major composites in the stock exchange in the U.S., it's gone down by 18.5%, okay, from the same time frame, okay? And the crypto market, it's gone down by about 30%. Now, the real estate market in the communities I'm talking about today, it's all outperformed them. It doesn't even matter what type of home you've had, okay? And I'll be diving more into that a little later on. Now, the second reason why people aren't buying homes is the fact that because lenders are starting to be more strict when it comes to lending out money and mortgages, right? So now, I've talked to a couple of mortgage brokers and they said that now banks are asking them to provide a 35% down payment, whereas before it wasn't as high, okay? And you may be thinking too, as a buyer, will prices stabilize? And of course they will, right? The main reason, number one, is, the immigration, right? So last year alone, we've had a record-breaking amount of immigrants coming to Canada, right? Over 400,000. And actually, Canada's making it easier for people with highly skilled workers to apply for permanent residency. Okay, this was introduced and started implementing since 2020. Okay, and most of the immigrants will come to GTA and Toronto, and the employment growth rate is about 8.5%. Okay, now if you are an investor and you're thinking about selling, here's a reason why you should. Okay, if you're renting it out right now, right? So you probably know that legally wise, you can only raise your rent by about 1.2% for 2022, and in 2023, you can only raise it by 2.5%. The problem is that the Bank of Canada did say that the inflation from May 2021 to May 2022 is 7.7%, which then means that you're losing 6.5% this year and then 5.2% next year. Okay, so that's a big problem. Now, if you are someone that's looking to just, downsize, you may consider, actually cashing out at a high, right? Although it might not be as high as February, it's still high compared to the year before, okay? And all time, okay? I've talking to a lot of people right now, a lot of my clients, and they actually, a lot of them want to downsize, right? Mostly because, health-related issues, specifically, the needs, right? They want to go from a detached home to, a condo or a bungalow, right? It's definitely possible. And now is a good time to think about it. Okay, so let's just jump right into the numbers now. Okay, so for Markham, we're going to see that there are 504 homes that sold in 2021 versus 269. Okay, that's about 46% decrease. In terms of number of listings, about 8% more listings last June versus June 2021. And there's about over 10% increase, okay, in the average sale price. Okay, so there's all types of homes. The type of market, it's starting to move from a seller's market to a buyer's market, but we are still a long way to go because the type of market right now is still 2.1, and you need about 6 to really become more of a balanced market. Now it is taking about 5 days longer to sell a home. Now, if you're looking to buy, you're thinking about it, you can wait it out for a little bit longer if you're on the 17, 18-day range, right? And you can wait and then actually make a favorable offer for yourself, include conditions, include a lower price than you would. Okay, so let's just dive right into it. Okay, so right now we're going to talk about the detached homes in Markham. So there are about 46% less transactions for detached homes within Markham from a year ago, and there are actually less than 6% listings available, which is interesting to note. Okay, I've seen other types of homes, it's the opposite. There's more homes available, but now for detaches in Markham, it's actually less. In terms of the average sale price, it's gone up by 8.4%, and the type of market is still a seller's market, and it is taking longer to sell. Okay, about 4 additional days. The next type of home we're going to be talking about is the semis, right? So from 27 homes in 2021 that sold to 13, okay, it's more than half. More homes are available, okay, from 22 to 33. Okay, now the prices did go up from 5 to 5.12%, and the type of market actually became more of a buyer's market. Okay, it's on the verge, okay, to 2.54. Now it is taking a lot longer to sell these, okay, from 8 days to 20 days. Okay. In terms of townhomes and within Markham, it's 32% decrease and 19.7% more homes. Okay, the average price did go up by 7.43%, and it is still a seller's market, and it's taking about 4 days to sell a home. Okay. Next one is the condo townhomes, right? So about 45% less sales, 30% more listings, and about 19.5% increase in average sold price. Okay, so from from June 2022 to 2021, went up by 19.5%. Now, keep in mind though that there was only 23 homes that sold. Okay, that's part of this calculation. So the numbers may be skewed a little bit. Okay, if one home sold for significantly more, okay, it can affect that number. And it is still a seller's market, and it takes one additional day, 16 days to actually sell. So last but definitely not least, the condo apartments, right? So right now there's about over 52% less condos sold, and about 18% more condos available in the market. Okay, now the average sale price did go up by 13.36%, and it is still a seller's market within that, and the days on market is 6 additional days to sell, right? Which makes sense. There's more condos available, right? They're less, it's harder to make them differentiated from the other one compared to detaches and other types of homes. But if you have any questions, please let me know, and I'll be happy to help. If you know any family, friends that are looking to buy or sell, please let me know, and I'll be happy to help. Take care. Bye-bye.